Now, the next round, this is a tribute to Roger Mayweather because he got asked a lot. What do you think about Mayweather, Mayweather Jr., I must say, your nephew versus the legendary Chavez Sr.? And Roger Mayweather, being the honest man that he is, he always maintained and he always said that Chavez will give anybody problem.
Yeah.
He will give Mayweather problems. He will give anybody problems. So in a dream fight, because Mayweather, when he got asked if you could pick a fighter, living or dead, as a dream fight, who will it be? I think he named Duran and Chavez Sr., but he said he will prefer Chavez Sr. So, of course, this is a dream match. Is the Bull versus the Matador. Who you have winning that fight in a dream fight, of course, we never know, but just hypothetically, based on their record and their skill level, et cetera, can you give me a breakdown first? And then your pick.
Breakdown. So, I think that people should go and... Might not be that fair, but I think it's close. Watch Floyd Mayweather's fight against another Chavez, which was Jesus Chavez. Somebody who had a similar style, great left hook to the body. And Floyd was able to actually just work off of the ropes. He used his style to catch the left hook and counter with the right uppercut, right? So he would catch the hook, come with the counter right uppercut, catch the left hook to the body, come with the right uppercut.
And he made it look too easy, though.
And he did. It was a beautiful display of inside fighting, and I think it would be similar against Chavez Sr. I think Floyd's too slick, too smart, too genius of a boxer. I think that he would really put it on him. And the thing about Chavez is that he had an incredible chin. So the only thing that he would hope for, he could hope for, is that Floyd's hands would betray him because his head is so big, bouncing off of them. But without that, I just see a dominant performance by Floyd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too confident relying on that if I was Chavez. But if I were to have to pick somebody, first of all, when I look at like a dream fight that no one know the answer to, I like to look at fighters, best performances, of course, and also their worstest performances, maybe their losses, maybe I could find something there. Now, Mayweather, of course, never lost, but has a blemish on his record with the what's that guy name that he rematched, Castillo. Yeah, Castillo. So even though Mayweather, Castillo, even though Mayweather won the fight, it was a pretty close fight, and people still complain about that fight to this day. But Mayweather rematched him right away. However, in the first fight, Mayweather did break his shoulder. I'm not making excuses. He did break his shoulder during the fight.
Not break, like his rotator.
Rotator cuff, yeah. It's kind of like Devin Haney last fight.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He still found a way to win against a tough opponent, possibly the best 135-pounder at the time. And Mayweather came back right away and beat him. So it showed that he could adjust. It shows that if it's a second fight, he's going to be better off because he already studied you. Chavez Sr., on the other hand, if we're looking at his worstest performance, the closest guy that I could think of is Sweet Pea Whitaker. Sweet Pea.
Yeah, he got beat by I believe Frankie Randall too. That was
but I'm talking about stylistically closer to Floyd, defense wise and stuff. Yeah. I would think Sweet Pea. And yes, it was a draw. That shit wasn't a draw. Excuse my language, because Sweet Pea Whitaker schooled Chavez. Even anybody would tell you that. And then Taylor. I remember Taylor, the first fight. Yes, Chavez got the knockout, but the damn referee was very corrupted because he stopped the fight when the fight ended. So he didn't give
2 seconds left.
Yeah, 2 seconds left. Ridiculous. So the way Taylor performed on him and he was putting on him, I know Chavez came back and beat him in a rematch, but he was no longer the same. That fight took everything out of him. And the fact that he got robbed of his victory, it kind of destroyed him as a fighter.
F.U. Richard Steele.
So that kind of that's what kind of, I have to side with Floyd Mayweather all day just based on them two factors. Even though I pointed out Mayweather's worstest performance, he's still the bigger guy. He's still the smarter guy, faster guy. got the same power almost. You know, better IQ, all of the above. Like Mayweather really has too many fast feet. Yeah, yes. It's just too much, you know. And I like Chavez, but at the end of the day, Chavez. People complain about Mayweather fighting Conor McGregor, but Chavez, when he was 49-0, he fought someone in Mexico that made his debut. So it's kind of like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say there's a lot of tomato cans in on his record, but at the end of the day, he fought in Mexico a whole lot. So some of them tomato cans could upset you if you're not that good. Don't mean he's not a legend, because he still had tremendous victories. But against TBE, I just don't see that possible. You know, any last thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I think that's a good kind of mental experiment to have. But sorry, I got Floyd all day. I got actually a couple of other fighters that I will put above Chavez Sr. respectively.
Hey, everybody clowning me over here, talking about I'm looking like a Mortal Kombat character. And y'all already know I'm here ready to finish someone. You know what I'm saying? We see T-Tone back. I didn't finish you last time. I'm going to finish you this time. T-Tone, call in. T-Tone, that's my guy. Real rap, everybody, OG swag.
Real rap,
I appreciate everybody on the chat, because I can't call everybody's name, but at the end of the day, y'all right here. So, on to the next round. Oh my God, man. I just peeped the next topic in the next round. So,
where we at?
So we got Bruce Lee. You know I love Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Now there's a movie about him that just came out. So I was like, man, Bruce Lee. And the actor did a pretty damn good job. I thought it was Bruce Lee for real, you know? However, the way they portrayed his character, it hurt my feelings, because I could no longer watch the movie after what I saw they did to his character. They made him seem like a clown / an asshole. Bruce Lee? That's like making a movie about Muhammad Ali and changing the perspective of what Ali was, or Floyd Mayweather, for example, which I'm gonna talk about in a little bit.
So, but it wasn't a story about Bruce Lee. He was just in it. You talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying that's a real life character right there. That's a real life story.
Yeah, like, it was actually based on real life. Y'all gotta make tribute
of that man. Y'all can't just clown his character. So that's the scene when he was in Hollywood. And basically, he was clowning Muhammad Ali, saying, "Oh, he ain't all that and stuff." And then I don't know who was the other character.
Yeah, he was a stuntman. So
the guy from The Hopeless, what's his name?
Brad Pitt.
Now, of course, what he said was pretty funny. I'm not gonna cap. Like, I understand the whole comedian scene or whatever they try to portray, but y'all can't clown Bruce Lee like that, because first of all, Bruce Lee don't even talk like that. When he talks about boxers, what he stated in the past.
Righteous 01 says that Bruce was influenced by boxing and Muhammad Ali because boxing works. So one thing I didn't.
Hold on, what he say?
He said Righteous 01 said Bruce
come on, man, let's go.
Muhammad Ali, like in parentheses, because boxing works.
Okay. T-Tone, what's going on? You know, I'm looking like Mortal Comeback-ish. I'm ready to finish you, but you made a comment yesterday. You know, I want you to touch on that because you're more informed on that.
Yeah, and what was it? Hey, what's up, AkHi and Professor?
Man, great talking to you, man.
Was that on that comment?
It's been a minute. Hello?
Now, what was that?
Yeah. What you on the comment section on YouTube on my channel?
Yeah, I know, but
he makes a lot of comments.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. You was talking about the you were saying that there's no wild boar that's contaminated. You said in Mexico there's actually food that's contaminated, but not in the overseas or something like that.
Yeah, hey, you know, there's a big difference. You know, Fury went and made an excuse and looked to pay somebody to lie for him. You know, because you just can't go get me over there like that with steroids. You know, I guess it has to do something with non-castrated boars, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's totally different than in Mexico, man.
So Mexico.
The meat, millions of people go and look at AkHi. It just ain't over there. They're shipping that meat across into Texas, man. You know, it's $1 billion business. So it's probably in us.
So I could
Well,
get.
and a lot of
So
the people down south.
So you saying I could get some of that meat if I'm in Texas?
Yeah. You go to Detroit, and as far as I know, it comes up as far as Detroit. You know, we're only 40 minutes away. But hey, man, when you get that cheap meat.
Yeah.
Hey, I come to call you to put you straight on the Chavez talk, man.
Oh.
You know, you can't be lying to the younger boxing people.
Okay.
You know, you got to put the truth
the
out.
Pitbull walked in too. Okay. So go ahead. So
hey, now look,
Bulldog, yeah.
Hey, now check it out, AkHi and Professor. You know, this is going to prove that, you know, Richard Steele made the right move, man. Because, hey, man, that was a beautiful fight, man. It was, you know, Melvin Taylor come in the fight, you know, he wasn't no dance pointing, you know, huh?
Who? You talking about Chavez Sr.?
Yeah, Chavez against Milton Taylor.
Chavez and
I think that was the wrong call, T-Tone. 2 seconds left. Hey, First of all, the guy got up. Go ahead.
Yeah, he got up.
He got up. He got the
all
count.
Right, now
he looked him in his eyes.
What's going to prove the whole thing, Professor? Now let me go.
You got it. You got
all
it.
Right. Melvin Taylor got up, man. That was a beautiful shot. He got up. Richard Steele's giving him his count. Man, before Richard Steele finished it. Let me go, AkHi. Let me go, man.
Go ahead, my bad.
Hey, Richard Steele's count. He said about 7-8. Chavez raises his hand in victory and walks away because he seen Richard Steele's ass was knocked out. Richard Steele asked Melvin Taylor 2 times, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And man, Melvin Taylor couldn't say nothing because man, he's de-donged, man. He was knocked out. And to prove it, in the interview after the fight, Melvin Taylor goes, "Richard Steele never asked me if I was okay. Case closed." He don't even remember Richard Steele asking him if he was okay. You go look at it, Richard Steele asked him 2 times.
If you've been knocked down or hurt during a fight and you talking about...
Yeah, you're knocked out.
Yeah, listen.
You're knocked
you got to
out.
understand, when Taylor got dropped, all these voices that's screaming, and you just got dropped, man. It's bro, you feel the pressure. You feel the air. You feel every voice from the crowd. So what I'm saying is he probably couldn't even hear him for real. But what I'm saying is he already got up. And it was only 2 seconds left, so he could have. So that was the worst stoppage in history.
Said, "Are you okay?"
Because you robbed the man of his hard work and dedication that he performed and put a masterpiece throughout the fight. I'm saying Chavez ain't no sucker. Chavez fought like a lion, came the whole fight. But you got to give Taylor his props because he did everything he was supposed to and more.
Hey,
and they robbed it from him. That's why it's the worst stoppage in history because he got up. If he was that hurt, he wouldn't have got up. If he was that hurt, like you were saying, he wouldn't have got up and stayed on his feet.
Yeah. Thank God he was in the corner next to the ropes so he could pull himself up. But, man, AkHi, he was knocked out, man. That's the rules in boxing, AkHi.
Yeah. So go ahead. Hold on. So Mayweather
say, "Hey, are you okay?"
So Mayweather and Chavez.
Forward.
T-Tone, Mayweather and Chavez, who you got?
Easy.
Hey, I'll tell you this.
No bias, T-Tone. Don't do me like that, T-Tone.
Mayweather ain't gonna hurt Chavez.
He gonna box circles around.
But he hurt Canelo. But he actually gave Canelo the work.
He hurt Canelo.
Ooh.
I mean,
man, Canelo was what, only 22, 23?
He backed Canelo up, and Canelo fought at 154. And let's not forget, he a big boy now.
He did back him up.
I bet you he couldn't hurt Canelo right now.
I bet you he could back up Chavez right now.
MMA guy.
Yes,
he won't do it for $1 billion. He wouldn't fight Canelo for $1 billion.
Man, tell Canelo to fight Charlo. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about Chavez. You said he wouldn't hurt Chavez. At the end of the day, Chavez, I promise you, he will back Chavez up at a portion of that fight. Not the whole fight, but portion of that fight, he will back him up. Because he backed up Canelo, and Canelo a big boy. Even Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, one of the best come forth fighters, and he backed up Pacquiao at some point of the fight. So, like I said, at the end of the day, you got to give Floyd his props, T-Tone. Come on, man.
Hey, Floyd is, man. At the time when Floyd was going, Floyd was the best.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
You can't take that from him. You can't take that from him.
So,
but you can't go to the other generations and say, oh, this or that. Could you see Floyd going and challenging light heavyweight?
But you know, nobody solved that
Hell
puzzle,
no, like
that green print.
Hell
Nobody
no.
solved.
Hell
Nobody
no.
solved that green print.
It's
though.
a big difference.
But they solved Chavez blueprint.
But hold on, but T-Tone, he came from 130 and went up from 140. Canelo's always been a big boy, and
Canelo started at 139, right?
Man, Canelo,
I mean 139. That's amateur.
Canelo made his own weight called Canelo weight at 155.
You're trying to say that he started at 140, maybe? There's 140, then
139.
139.
That's when he was 15.
No, 139.
Man.
That's amateur. That's what I did.
But,
139. That's
Hey, now look at let's get back. You guys switch the subject.
He started his pro. He was 15.
Now admit it about the Chavez talk. When nothing Chavez said, "Hey man,
but
he never
appreciate
asked
it,
me if I
T-Tone,
was
man.
okay.
Always
That
great
Coogie was
talking to
knocked
you and
out."
knocking you out every time, man.
I still
T-Tone.
say
Man,
Mayweather. Hey, T-Tone.
RJ, he'd give you a hug too.
T-Tone. RJ says that Mayweather washes Chavez.
Who said that?
RJ.
RJ.
All right, thanks, T-Tone.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, T-Tone. However, I know Tony is kind of dangerous for anybody, especially for Khabib stylistically, and I know where you're coming from. But before I let you go, you got to answer this question. Chavez Sr. versus Floyd Money Mayweather in a dream fight. Who you picking, AkHi? Who you got?
Man, I'm going to give a straight honest answer. It's going to be Mayweather.
You got to.
Because he was already been told by the greatest, much respect, rest in peace, Roger Mayweather.
Oh, may he rest in peace.
And, so he'll already know what to do.
Exactly.
See, Roger met hard, and he lost because he went all out when Chavez had that jaw. He said, if it wasn't for that jaw,
Chavez
he would have been and dropped him.
Yeah. Chavez had
Mayweather would have been a great point, hands down.
That's a great point.
And he would have won it hands down with point.
That's a great point. Yeah, appreciate it, AkHi. Great talking to you. Make sure you call again now. Appreciate it, AkHi.
Respect, man. Peace, God. Peace. Thank you, AkHi. Thank you.
Peace. So, first caller for the first time.
Yeah.
Also picked
long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah, he picked Floyd, but he also picked Tony. Situation.
I'm here. I'm about the worst belt out of the 5 major sanctioned titles. The WBC, the World Boxing Corruption, man. We're going to dump that belt into the garbage. I hate this. I hate the organization, man. If you guys didn't watch that fight, Jimenez versus DAZN, Jimenez, I mean, I'm not going to knock her or anything, but she's borderline a transgender person. Like, when you hear her voice, you can tell that she's taking hormones. She's taking a ton of hormones on steroids. And come on, man, this is female boxing. Like, when you take male hormones, you become jacked. And she could have killed her. I mean, did you guys watch that fight? I mean, that when she dropped her weave and everything, it was crazy.
They had to pull the weave out of her. It was quite a spectacle.
Yeah.
But yet she still held her own, but they're still gonna give the belt to Jimenez. What? This is just crazy. Dump that belt in the garbage, and we should take another belt more seriously. I want to sign a petition. We take the IBL belt more seriously for 2 reasons. Number one, they use numbers. They use boxrec.com. They look at the numbers and they give it to the person who mathematically deserves it. And they're a nonprofit. So we should take that belt more seriously and get WBC and dump it in the garbage. Because
which one is nonprofit?
IBO.
The IBO.
That's dope.
Oh, that's the one that's least recognized.
I like the fact because, they say,
nobody likes the IBO because the IBO also it's an ugly belt. It looks super old. I mean, the WBC is the most beautiful, iconic belt. So that's only because it's taken a lot of. They've taken a lot of pictures with it.
That's the that's the other green belt.
Yeah. that's the other green belt. That's not corrupted.
Yeah, but you're right. I love that because as they say, Camacho, men lie. Women lie, but numbers don't lie, right? So if you have a system that is quantitative in there, then you can get to a more of a biased ranking system, and the fact that it's nonprofit makes it all the more better. So I'm with it, man. I would love, like, I ain't gonna. There's a nostalgic piece of me that is drawn to the WBC, just how it looks, and because of its history. But it's corrupt. The Suleimans have taken that organization down
to the mud.
So I definitely rock with that suggestion.
Right, Camacho though. But Chavez versus Mayweather. That's the topic of the day as far as the dream fight. What's your pick on that? How you see that fight playing out, and who you picking?
I don't know. Just back then, people would get hit a lot. You know, fighters from back then have brain damage now. And so Floyd Mayweather, he hacked the system and he found a way to dodge every punch. So I think Mayweather's gonna win. I got a point. I think it's gonna be like an Oscar de la Hoya part 2. So yeah, Mayweather wins.
Oh, you think Mayweather wins? Okay, all right.
But Tony beats the shit out of Ferguson. I mean, Tony beats the shit out of
No
Khabib.
way, man.
Everybody
I'm going with
picking
the
Tony.
Eagle.
Everybody picking Tony crazy ass. I don't know what's going on.
El Cuco. They riding for El Cuco.
Hopefully that fight happens.
Tony is a crazy ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Why
I
you
don't care.
picking
That's
him to win? Why is that
He
stylistically
a
or you
beast,
just
though.
like
I ain't
him?
gonna front. He a beast.
Yeah, he a beast. Yeah, but
I think in order to be a winner, you have to have 3 traits: talent, instinct, and insanity. And Khabib is great, but he doesn't have that insanity like Tony does. Tony would fucking smash a brick with his head. He's crazy and he's gonna take it.
But Habib is a real G, right? Though he a real G. You
dude
know,
came from the
don't get
mountains.
the humbleness
Yeah.
lightly. You know, he humble.
The thing
but
about
you
it is
release
that-
that monster. You know, that's a fight I really want to see. Like I said, I don't know who's gonna win. I'm leaning toward Khabib. That's my guy. I ride for him.
Well,
ride
let
or
me tell
die,
you. Let me
but-
tell you on the fighting thing. On the fighting thing is that I think Tony has good ground game, and he also has good, straight up boxing fighting game. And Khabib, he's kind of like a more skilled Ben Askren. Like he needs to take you to the ground. Where Tony, I don't know, he'll jump out, he'll do something, man. He'll do a flying knee kick in the air. It's
But
gonna be crazy.
appreciate it, Camacho. Though I got another call on the phone.
I got
Appreciate
Habib
it,
choking
AkHi.
him out.
We got
Appreciate it,
Habib.
Camacho.
Habib all day. You already know. 267. How you doing, AkHi? Who this is and where you calling from?